there exists a document. So ancient it was removed from the Bible, so powerful it was hidden for centuries. And in it, a man who never died revealed something no one should know, the exact moment when everything will end. Enoch saw the entire history of the world, from Adam to the final judgment, divided into 10 prophetic eras, 10 weeks. And we are living in the last one. If you're watching this now, it's not by chance. Because what you're about to discover in the next few minutes could completely change how you see your present and your future. Prepare yourself, because this isn't just a prophecy. It's a timeline. Imagine you're alone, middle of the night, the house in silence. You open an ancient book with pages yellowed by time, letters that seem to tremble under the dim light of the lamp. And then you begin to read. In the first few lines, your heart races, because what's written there isn't fiction. It's not legend. It's an exact description of your life, of your time, of your fears. That's exactly what happened to me when I first read the Book of Enoch. I wasn't expecting anything. I thought it would be just another apocryphal text, full of confusing symbolism and disconnected stories. But when I reached the prophecy of the 10 weeks, I froze, because there, written over 2,000 years ago, was a complete timeline of humanity. From the beginning until the end, divided into 10 periods, 10 prophetic weeks. And the description of each era was frighteningly accurate. The first week, the birth of humanity. Adam, innocence, the garden. The second week, corruption, violence, the flood. Noah. The third week, Abraham, the choosing of a people. The covenant. The fourth week, the law, Moses, the temple. Divine order established, and so on. Each week, a historical period. Each period, exactly as it happened. But what scared me most wasn't the past. It was the future. Because the last 3 weeks haven't finished yet, and their description is terrifying. I couldn't sleep that night. I lay staring at the ceiling thinking, what if this is real? What if we're really living in the 10th week? What if the end has already begun? Before we dive into the prophecy, you need to understand who Enoch was, because he wasn't an ordinary prophet. He didn't die. The Bible says that Enoch walked with God, and he was not, for God took him. That's in Genesis chapter 5, verse 24. He was taken alive, raptured, and during that rapture, he saw everything: heaven, hell, the fallen angels, the throne of God, and more. He saw the complete history of humanity from beginning to end, as if it were a movie playing before his eyes. And what he saw was so disturbing, so precise, so revealing, that the early church decided to remove the Book of Enoch from the biblical canon. Not because it was false, but because it was too dangerous to be in the hands of the people. But the book survived, and the prophecy of the 10 weeks remains there, waiting to be deciphered. Enoch divided all of human history into 10 weeks, but not literal weeks of 7 days. Each week represents an era, a period of time, a prophetic cycle. And the most impressive thing, each week has specific characteristics, landmark events, and all of them, absolutely all of them, have been fulfilled so far with surgical precision. I'm going to guide you through each one, and you'll realize that we're exactly where Enoch said we would be. The first week begins with Adam, man created in God's image. The garden, innocence, but also the fall. Enoch describes this era as the moment when justice still dwelt among men, but the seed of corruption had already been planted. It's the week of origin, of original sin, of the first blood spilled, Cain killing Abel. It's the beginning of everything, and also the beginning of separation between man and God. Think about it. The first man created perfect, with direct access to the Creator, chooses to disobey. And that choice, it doesn't just affect him, it contaminates all humanity, all creation. The entire world groans because of a single decision made in that garden. The first week establishes the pattern. Man has free will, and with that free will comes responsibility for the consequences. The second week is marked by extreme violence. Enoch says that the wickedness of man multiplied upon the earth. The Nephilim, The giants, sons of fallen angels with human women, dominated the world. The corruption was so great that God regretted having created man. And then came the water. The flood wasn't just punishment. It was a cleansing, a reset, a forced restart. Noah was saved. Humanity was reduced to 8 people. And when the waters receded, the world was different. But here's the detail most people don't notice. God could have simply destroyed everything and started over from scratch. He could have created new humans without the memory of sin, without the inheritance of the fall. But he didn't do that. He preserved Noah, preserved the lineage, preserved the promise. Because from the beginning, even knowing everything that would come, God already had a redemption plan in mind. The second week teaches us that judgment is real, but also that mercy always comes before it. The third week is the era of choice. Enoch says that a man was chosen as the root of a holy people, Abraham, the father of faith, the man who left everything to follow God's voice. The promise of countless descendants, the eternal covenant. It's in this week that God begins to build a redemption plan, a specific people, a specific lineage, a specific promise. Abraham wasn't perfect. He lied, he doubted, he tried to force the fulfillment of the promise through Ishmael. But even so, God chose him, and this shows us something fundamental. God doesn't choose the qualified. He qualifies the chosen. The covenant made with Abraham wasn't conditional on his perfect behavior. It was based on God's faithfulness and everything to prepare the world for what was to come. The third week teaches us that God works through imperfect people to fulfill perfect purposes. The fourth week is the era of Moses, the liberation from Egypt, the 10 plagues, the sea opening, Mount Sinai in flames. Enoch says that in this week the law was given to teach men the way of righteousness. It's the week of order, of the temple, of sacrifices, of God's presence dwelling among men, first in the tent, then in Solomon's temple. It's the era when God establishes the rules, shows the standard, and reveals that man by himself will never be able to fulfill them. Because look, the law wasn't given to save. It was given to expose, to show the distance between God's holiness and the human condition, to create an awareness of sin. And at the same time, through the sacrifice system, God was planting a prophetic seed. Each lamb killed on the altar pointed to a future lamb. Each sprinkling of blood prefigured blood that would be shed once and for all. The fourth week teaches us that religion based on human effort always fails, but that God, even through that failure, was preparing the way for grace. The fifth week is dark. Enoch describes that the temple will be built, but then will be destroyed, and the people will be taken captive. And that's exactly what happened. After Solomon's golden age, the kingdom divided. Israel to the north, Judah to the south. Civil wars, idolatry, moral corruption. The people who had seen the sea open, who had eaten manna from heaven, who had witnessed God's glory filling the temple. These same people bowed before idols of wood and stone. And then came the conquest, Babylon, the temple in flames. The people dragged into exile. The promises seemed broken, hope destroyed. Imagine the scene. Jerusalem in ruins. The temple, that place where God's presence dwelt, reduced to smoking rubble. Families separated, children dying of hunger. Women violated, men in chains, being taken to a strange land. And in the midst of all this, a question echoing: has God abandoned us? But Enoch already knew, because he saw that this week was necessary. It was the brokenness that would prepare the people's hearts for what was to come. The fifth week teaches us that sometimes God allows everything to crumble, so he can rebuild on a true foundation. The sixth week is the most painful. Enoch says that a man will ascend, but will be rejected, and the temple will be burned again. Jesus. Enoch saw the Messiah, saw him being born, preaching, healing, loving, and saw the cross. He saw the Son of God being spat upon, scourged, crucified. Saw the people who should have received him shouting, "Crucify him." saw the religious leaders, those who had spent their entire lives studying the prophecies about the Messiah, orchestrating his death, and he also saw the temple being destroyed again in 70 AD by the Romans. Exactly as prophesied, the 6th week is the week of rejection, of sacrifice, of death, and resurrection. But here's what few realize: the rejection of Jesus wasn't an accident. It wasn't an error in the plan. It was the plan. Since the foundation of the world, God knew that the only path to redemption was through the blood of a perfect sacrifice. And there was no perfect human, so he came himself. The 6th week teaches us that history's greatest act of love appeared to human eyes as the greatest tragedy. But in God's hands, the cross became the bridge between heaven and earth. The 7th week is where things get hazy. Enoch says that a perverse generation will arise, and at its end, the elect will be chosen to witness righteousness. This is the age of the church. 2,000 years of gospel expansion, but also 2,000 years of corruption, division, religious wars, scandals, apostasy. Enoch saw that this week would be long, and that at its end, there would be a clear separation between true followers and false ones. Think about everything that's happened in these last 2,000 years. The gospel spread throughout the entire world. Millions of lives transformed, hospitals built, schools founded, slaves freed, injustices confronted, but at the same time, crusades, inquisition, sexual scandals, financial corruption, denominational divisions, prosperity gospel, false prophets, wolves dressed as sheep. The 7th week is the week of mixture, of tares growing together with wheat, and Enoch saw that this mixture would continue until the end, and many scholars believe we're at the very end of the 7th week, about to enter the 8th. Look around. Can you feel that something is changing? That we're at a turning point? That things can't continue as they are for much longer? The 7th week teaches us that God's patience is long, but it's not infinite. The 8th week is terrifying. Enoch says that the righteous will receive a sword to execute judgment on the unrighteous. It's the week of great tribulation, of the Antichrist, of wars, of famine, of plagues, of global chaos. But it's also the week when the faithful rise up, when truth is restored, when evil is finally confronted. Enoch saw spiritual battles, saw heaven and earth in conflict, saw blood, saw fire, saw the world being shaken to its foundations, and he saw something more. He saw that the righteous, those who remained faithful during the 7th week, would receive authority, not just to survive, but to wage war. The sword that Enoch mentions isn't literal, it's spiritual. It's the word of God, it's truth. It's the authority given to those who chose to remain on the right side of history. The 8th week will be difficult. It will be painful. Many will give up. Many will deny the faith to save their own skin. But those who resist, those who remain, will see the glory that comes after. And at the end of this week, judgment begins. The 9th week is judgment. Enoch says that righteous judgment will be revealed to the whole world, and the works of the wicked will disappear from the earth. It's the end of human systems, the end of lies, the end of injustice. It's when every secret is revealed, every sin is exposed, every choice is weighed in the balance. Enoch saw thrones, saw books being opened, saw people crying, saw hell receiving those who chose rebellion, and saw the righteous being called to something new. The 9th week isn't about revenge. It's about justice. Real justice, perfect justice. Justice that takes into account not just actions, but intentions. Not just what was done, but why it was done. Every dictator who oppressed millions, judged. Every religious leader who led sheep astray, judged. Every father who abused his own children, judged. Every corrupt system that crushed the poor, judged. But also, every act of kindness done in secret, rewarded. Every tear shed in prayer, remembered. Every cup of water given in Jesus' name, counted. The 9th week teaches us that nothing goes unnoticed, absolutely nothing, and that the day of reckoning always comes. The 10th week is the restart. Enoch says that the first heavens will pass away, and new heavens will appear, and all creation will be renewed. It's Eden restored, but not just restored, perfected. It's the new Jerusalem descending from heaven. It's God dwelling with men again. It's the end of death, of crying, of pain. It's what was always promised, what was always expected. The happy ending for those who chose the right side. Enoch saw that day, and he wept with joy, because he saw that despite everything, despite sin, pain, war, rejection, God always had a plan, and that plan was always love. Think about it. 10 weeks, 10 eras. And each of them, from beginning to end, was orchestrated with a single purpose: to bring the children back home. The 10th week isn't just about a place. It's about a restoration of relationship. It's about God finally having what he always wanted since the Garden of Eden: to walk with his children, to talk with them, to live with them without veil, without distance, without sin separating. And Enoch says something incredible about this 10th week. He says the heavens will shine 7 times brighter, 7 times brighter than anything we've ever seen. Let me read you a passage directly from the Book of Enoch, chapter 91, verses 12 to 17. And after this, in the 10th week, in the 7th period, there will be the great eternal judgment. And the first heavens will pass away, and new heavens will appear, and all the powers of the heavens will shine forever, 7 times more, 7 times more. Can you imagine? A world 7 times more glorious than anything we've ever seen. But before that comes the 8th and 9th week, and we are about to enter them. So, what do we do with this? What do we do knowing that Enoch saw everything? That he already knew where we'd be today? That he already knew how it would all end? I'll tell you what I did. I stopped living as if I had infinite time. I stopped postponing the choices that matter. I stopped pretending I can control everything. Because if Enoch was right about the first 7 weeks, and he was, then he's also right about the last 3. And if we're really living at the end of the 7th week, about to enter the 8th, then that means the time for easy decisions is over. Now is the time for real choice, for positioning, for courage. Enoch saw you. He saw this moment. He saw you watching this video at this exact second, wondering, is this true? And the answer, you already know deep in your heart. I don't know what exact week we're in. Nobody knows. But I know the clock is ticking, and that each week that passes brings us closer to the 10th. The question isn't when will it happen. The question is, which side will you be on when it happens? Because Enoch saw both endings. The one for those who chose light, and the one for those who chose darkness. And the choice has always been yours. If this video touched you, if something inside you moved, leave a comment saying, I choose the light. It's not superstition. It's not empty religion. It's a positioning. It's you saying, I heard, I understood, and I choose, and subscribe to the channel. Because in the next videos, we're going to dive even deeper into the mysteries of Enoch, into the prophecies yet to come, into the signs he left. But I warn you, the deeper you go, the less you'll be able to go back to living as before. Because truth, it always transforms, and you have already been transformed.